Right now at 5:30, community members remembering the 4 people lost in a southern Kentucky home explosion. We'll hear from the victims' neighbors.
Also on WKYT this morning, GOP frontrunner Donald Trump says he will forego tonight's Republican presidential debate. Reaction from his opponents just ahead.
A new Lexington restaurant hasn't even officially opened, but see why several hungry customers are already lined up waiting to be served.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Hey, good morning to you and welcome in on this late January day. We're glad you're with us on a Thursday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca. It's always funny to me just how excited people get for a new chicken restaurant in town. This one's called Joella's, and we'll tell you more about it.
Hot chicken. And they've been there camped out waiting for a supply of chicken. It is interesting. And it's cold weather to be out there for that this morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, and they came in yesterday. Fantastic food, but I'm kind of wishing they were here this morning so I can just eat. Man, I'm starving, and that chicken was amazing. 23 degrees Mountain Parkway. That goes for Lexington, Florence northbound, and also Frankfort holding on to the 20s. There are some teens in the far southern zone, so I think we finish off in the upper teens, lower 20s once it's all said and done. Now we go throughout your day. Check this out. 19, 20 degrees there by 8 a.m. By noontime, you're talking mid to upper 30s. Big swing of temperatures. The way you can do that, the wind's coming in from the south and southwest. That's what we're going to have today. 43 degrees by the afternoon. Love today's temperatures, right? But look overnight. Yeah, here comes a front moving through, and that will give us that opportunity at another chance of snow. Can some people pick up any light accumulation? I'll get into that and I'll show you where in just a few minutes.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
Well, folks in southern Kentucky are mourning the loss of 4 people who were killed in a house explosion Tuesday afternoon.
Police believe the victims to be a couple, their 1-year-old granddaughter, and a family friend. Last night, community members there in that tight-knit area gathered to honor and remember the 4 lives lost. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us now with more on this tragic story. Mark.
Good morning, Bill. Search crews looked through the debris around that flattened home for hours, hoping they'd find survivors. They did find 1 person who made it out alive, but 4 others, including a 1-year-old girl, did not survive the explosion. The explosion has rocked the small rural community that's about 5 miles outside Columbia. During a tearful candlelight vigil last night, heartbroken neighbors prayed for the victims' families. This morning, state police have identified the 4 people who died as 60-year-old Mitchell Coomer and his wife Lori. Kinley Rogers, the homeowner's 1-year-old granddaughter, was also killed, along with Stephen Keltner. He was a friend and an employee. He would have turned 33 years old yesterday. The 1 person who survived was Jason Coomer, the homeowner's son. He was in the basement on the opposite side of the home when the house exploded Tuesday afternoon. Neighbors who felt the force of the blast as far as a mile away are struggling with their grief this morning.
I'm really miss them. They used to accommodate people, nice people. They're really going to be missed, you know.
Something that certainly isn't making this tragedy any easier, the fact that no one knows why this happened yet. State police say they are investigating reports that they may have been working on a truck in the basement when the explosion happened. We're told there are also several gas wells on the property. At this time, though, there are still no answers as to why the house exploded, killing 4 people and ultimately shaking the entire community. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Very difficult situation there.
Tough.
Yeah.
Well, saving lives is part of their job, but during last week's winter storm, 2 Kentucky state troopers went to the extra mile, really, to help out a patient at UK Hospital.
Talk about teamwork. Nurses at UK's Markey Cancer Center say they faced a major issue last Friday. One of their patients needed chemo, but with all of the snow, they could not get it from Louisville.
Timing is everything with these patients, because if they miss a dose, then they're off. They could be off days, and days is essential to them.
So, with no other options, they called Kentucky State Police for help. Knowing that patients' lives were at stake, 2 troopers, Chris Martin and Kalen Hall, took on the task.
So the state troopers jumped in. 2 of them went down to Louisville and brought the chemo back in order to get it here in time for the patient to have the chemo so that we could keep his transplant on track.
Trooper Martin picked up the chemo in Louisville, then handed it off in Frankfort to Trooper Hall. The troopers say it took 5 long hours, but the medicine was delivered. UK Healthcare thanked both troopers on a Facebook post, and that post has received nearly 3,000 likes, 700 shares, and more than 100 comments from others who are thanking them too.
The Kentucky National Guard helped a liver transplant patient during the winter storm. Joyce Frazier of Bell County has been suffering from cirrhosis and was waiting on a new liver. On Friday, she received a call that one was available for her at UK Hospital. She and her family immediately hit the road for Lexington, but they became stranded in that big traffic jam on Interstate 75 in Rockcastle County that night. So the family called the hospital, who then sent in the National Guard and police to help. With the help of authorities, Frazier made it to Lexington and received her liver transplant. Amazing.
Certainly is. And students in Estill County are finally returning to school today for the first time in a week. The biggest problem is that many of the rural roads are still hazardous for buses to drive on. Estill County will be operating on a 2-hour delay today, and we still have more than 3 dozen school closings and delays across Kentucky. You can find a complete list at WKYT.com.
So tonight's 7th GOP debate, this one happening in Des Moines, Iowa, will go on as planned, probably minus Donald Trump.
Well, he says he won't be there. Marley Hall has the latest from Des Moines, Iowa, where the Republican presidential frontrunner plans to hold his own event.
With the debate just hours away, Donald Trump is still refusing to attend, a point he made clear Wednesday night in an appearance on Fox News.
Will you just consider? I want you to consider, all right? Think about it.
Bill, this is much tougher being with you because, frankly, you're smarter. This is much tougher than doing the debate with Megyn Kelly, believe me.
I got a very unfair question from somebody, but we don't even talk about that.
At an event in South Carolina earlier, Trump continued to take aim at the Fox News host moderating the event. While in Des Moines, chief rival Ted Cruz once again challenged him one-on-one.
I'm going to propose a venue, Western Iowa Tech, Saturday night in Sioux City. We already have it reserved.
While his Republican counterparts are on the debate stage, Trump will be here on the campus of Drake University. Even students who don't support the outspoken candidate are excited about what they're calling the anti-debate event.
You know, it's smart for him, but as a American citizen, it worries me if he's unable to stand up to one reporter or one moderator, how he's going to attempt to make America great again.
Trump's camp says he'll hold a fundraiser for veterans on the campus of Drake University tonight. At least one veterans group, the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, announced they will decline donations from the event. Marley Hall, CBS News, Des Moines, Iowa.
Lots of twists in this. The GOP candidates who are taking part in the debate have said that they hope to use the opportunity to get some airtime while the frontrunner Donald Trump sits this one out. Iowans will be casting their caucus votes on Monday night. So we'll see what all goes down. The next few days will be interesting in Iowa.
It's just interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Work continues on the Super Bowl stadium for the next month's big game that is coming up here in less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah, right here on WKYT. Here's a look at Levi's Stadium just outside San Francisco. You can see workers using paint cans and airbrushes to add logos, hash marks, and other emblems to the field. The NFL is turning the San Francisco 49ers home stadium into the place that will host the league's biggest sporting event. Rehearsals for pregame and halftime entertainment begin on the field this weekend. The Carolina Panthers and Denver Broncos will square off February 7th to determine who will be NFL champion. Well, Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin wants to cut the amount of state funding given to Kentucky universities. Now those universities have some tough decisions to make. The governor is using executive action to cut 4.5% from state university funding for the current fiscal year. He's proposed 9% cuts for the budget that begins in July. Last night, 8 university presidents held a conference call with the governor.
He wants to start to move toward a performance funding model for higher education. They didn't get into a lot of detail. He was very open and cordial about the idea that he wants input and feedback.
The University of Kentucky will have to cut more than $12 million between now and June 30th. UK is working to figure out where those cuts will come from.
An employee at a juvenile detention center in Hardin County has been placed on paid leave following the death of a teenager there. The Kentucky Justice Cabinet says the employee admitted failing to make all of the required visual bed checks the night the 16-year-old died. Family and friends have identified the teenager as Gina McMillan of Shelbyville. The cause of her death has still not been determined. The Justice Department, the Justice Cabinet, says the employee is on leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Well, here's a question for you. Would you wait up in line all night long for a chance to get free chicken for a year?
Yes.
You would?
I had to just say that. Yes.
Okay. Have your answer.
Go figure. Despite the frigid temperatures, that's what some people did last night outside a new Lexington restaurant. This one called Joella's Hot Chicken.
And WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is there now and talking to those who've been braving the elements for this year's supply of chicken. Hey, good morning. They've built a fire now, it looks like.
Yep, it may be cold outside, but people are still waiting for their hot chicken. That's right. Check this out. All these people out here waiting to get free chicken for an entire year. I can't say I blame them, right? This one guy over here standing up, he's been out here since 8 a.m. yesterday morning. He said he hasn't even gotten any sleep, but he's okay with that because here at Joella's Hot Chicken on Cochran Road in Chevy Chase at 8 a.m. they're going to hand out 52 coupons to 100 people. So that's free chicken for a whole year every week. Now this chicken is a take on traditional fried chicken from Nashville with some added spices. There's even one option called Fire in the Hole. Sounds pretty painful, right? One girl told me that her friend tried it and it almost killed him. So keep that in mind when you're trying Joella's Hot Chicken. But all these people are waiting and they're hoping to get their free hot chicken today at 8 a.m. here at Joella's Hot Chicken on Cochran Road in Lexington. And we'll have more from them. And there's this one guy, Brandon, UK student, who says he can't wait to get his free coupons.
With me being a college student, I thought, why in the world would I not be out here getting a free year's supply of hot chicken?
Good point. It looks like you're doing it in a fun way. Fire, friends.
Absolutely. I've got some of my best friends here with me. A fire, trying to stay warm and just trying to make it through the night just so we could get, obviously, free chicken.
Looks like she's speechless because she's like, wow,
Right.
free hot chicken for a year.
I like the term fire and friends. It's what they have out there. And yeah, I'll tell you what, a chilly morning for that, but very excited folks there for that new restaurant opening today. 5:42 is the time. And let's check live drive traffic this morning. See what is going on out there early on your Thursday. And might have a little traffic jam in that area over there in the Chevy Chase area around that restaurant opening. We have no reports of any major problems right now. A lot of green on there. Means it's good travel. Yeah. No early issues. We'll keep you informed as we head into the morning rush. Out of Nicholasville, you can get into town in about 12 minutes. From Georgetown, it's about a 16-minute ride now, and also about a half hour in from Richmond. So pretty much normal drive times. Good to have you with us. A lot more news coming up on WKYT.
Looking across the way, seeing the 20s outside, and it looks pretty good. It's still a bit chilly. We'll talk more about this forecast going up and then going back down tonight. Coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Looking across the region, and things are pretty good this morning. It's a bit chilly as you're walking out the door. You'll need a big coat before you take off. You can get rid of it by the afternoon, though. I promise you that. Another thing to keep in mind this morning as you're walking out the door, you may have to scrape that windshield. I do believe you'll run into a little frost there on the windshield. I did. It was pretty thick, too. So it's going to take you a couple of minutes to get that off the windshield and maybe defrost a little bit. 22 degrees now in Frankfort. We're at 27 in northern Kentucky. You go into Lexington, Mountain Parkway. Things are looking pretty good on the roadways with no issues whatsoever. And then as we go off into the afternoon, we go from 19 degrees, 19 to about 23, depending on where you are, to about 43 degrees later on this afternoon. A much nicer day in store. Now, you'll start to see some clouds filter on in. We have mostly clear skies this morning. That's what's leading to some pretty cold air this morning. But once we approach the afternoon, a few more clouds filter in. Here's what we're going to be expecting. You can see those 40s across the region. That is a really good feel. But then watch tonight. It doesn't last that long. Here comes a weak front. There's 9 p.m. and you have a few showers already in the region north of I-64. You take it off into the overnight hours, get toward midnight. Now you're starting to see little blips of snow show up, right, on this particular model. The one area I really want you to focus in on, the mountains down in southeastern Kentucky, because that's the area that has the best chance and maybe the only chance of actually picking up on some accumulation. So there's midnight. Snow showers starting to really take place because of that cold air rushing on in. There's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and a few blips here and there. I would say eastern zones, Moorhead, work your way down into Wolfe County, Morgan, Magoffin, and Breathitt. Those are areas that could pick up maybe a coating on the roof or maybe here in the grass here and there. Not a big issue out of that, but I would say the mountains. You go into Harlan, Letcher Pike, Knott, Perry, Floyd, those areas, Leslie, that's where you could pick up a coating to maybe, at the max out of this, an inch of snow. So this is not a big snow maker. It's not one that's going to cause many issues. If we do get some issues, I still believe it's going to be down toward the southeast. By 8 a.m., it's long gone, so most of this falls when a lot of us are asleep. Kids going off to school and heading in toward the afternoon coming home, they're in the 30s. It's going to be a pretty chilly day there on Friday, but I tell you this, does not last long. Watch this on your 7-day forecast. So we go up today at 43, back down tomorrow at 38, then back up big time on Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful weather this weekend. If you have any plans, stick to them. If you don't, make some plans. Monday, Tuesday, and going off and toward Wednesday, really nice temperatures to start off the work week, but a big front there on Tuesday with some storms. We'll knock it back down to the 40s. But we have about 4 days of 50s and 60s. That's a long span here for late January.
Good deal.
I just wonder how tall you have to be to get on this ride, though, you know?
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly.
All right, up and down the next few days. 549.
Probably as tall as you, Bill.
Yeah, okay.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
People wonder, it's about 6'3", you know?
Okay, good to know.
Some people think it's...
I have wondered many times,
Yeah,
Bill.
right, okay. Coming up, we'll check traffic for you this morning. We also have our top stories ahead and what's hot on the web and social media on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning, January 28th. It's your Thursday, 5:53.
Let's take a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
The morning is continuing for the 4 victims of a house explosion in Adair County. Very sad story. Police believe the victims to be a couple, their 1-year-old granddaughter, and a family friend. Community members gathered last night to remember the lives lost and to honor their family members.
Well, Donald Trump is still refusing to attend tonight's 7th GOP debate in Iowa. This is really at the same time there's an ongoing feud with the host of Fox News.
Instead, the Republican presidential frontrunner is continuing to promote his fundraiser for veterans that will be taking place at Drake University at the exact same time. Now, Trump's chief rival, Ted Cruz, has proposed the two take part in a one-on-one debate this Saturday in Sioux City. We'll see where this all goes. NASA observes a day of remembrance today on the 30th anniversary of the Challenger disaster. In 1986, the space shuttle exploded over the Atlantic Ocean less than 2 minutes after takeoff, killing all 7 crew members on board. NASA will also pay tribute to the crews of Apollo 1 and the space shuttle Columbia.
Well, a new study finds women who use indoor tanning booths have as much as 6 times higher risk for developing skin cancer. Research in JAMA Dermatology tracked hundreds of melanoma patients. It found those diagnosed before the age of 40 had started tanning as teenagers and did it more often than older patients had. Let's get a check right now of today's traffic trouble spots with a look at live drive traffic. The time now is about 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Things look pretty good there. No major issues to report for you this morning. Just keep in mind that it's a little chilly, but nothing major out there. Time to check now what's making news online with Bill.
Well, on WKYT.com, you can check out the latest anytime and anywhere. Of course, we're continuing to follow up on this awful story out of Adair County. And then weather this morning, also one of our headlines, Micah detailing the fact that we could have some flurries, maybe a light coating in some areas overnight before a warm-up gets underway for the weekend in the next several days in Kentucky. Also on WKYT.com, Governor Bevin held a conference call with university presidents last night. They talked about his proposal proposed cuts to higher education and how he wants to base funding on performance going forward. Some of the presidents have been communicating with their faculties and staffs about the road ahead. Our web poll finds most support the governor's proposed budget, which makes $650 million in cuts and puts more than $1 billion toward pension shortfalls. The Cats jumped out early and they didn't look back last night as they beat Missouri 88-54. Could be a tougher contest Saturday when Kentucky faces the number 4 ranked Kansas Jayhawks. So a big weekend for the Cats ahead. Kentucky.com follows up on these unconfirmed bear sightings around Jacobson Park in Lexington. The state has come in and has cast doubts on the reports, but the city is erring on the side of caution and sort of keeping a watch out there. And CBS This Morning will be following us at 7 with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
We are looking at and about seeing those teens and 20s outside. Here's what we're going to be dealing with as we track off into the afternoon, going big time up with those temperatures. We're talking 43 degrees later on today, so a much nicer feel this afternoon as opposed to this morning. You'll need a coat this morning, a big coat by the afternoon. More than likely, you won't need that big coat. You can throw it in the back seat at 43. We will take that, but then we go off into the night and into tomorrow. Here comes a weak system that'll give us the possibility, a few of us, of snow accumulation. Yeah, we're going to be talking all about that coming up with another hour. WKYT News.